Back at Spa-Francorchamps, this is race 2, round 8 at the Ultimate Racing Network V8 Supercars 2015. Again, this is going to be a 19-lap race with one formation lap. I'm your host, Ryan McDowell, Siphon68. Joining me, as always, in the commentating booth, Ryan Shelton.
What's going on, guys? Like he said, we do have 19 racing laps here, which will approximate to about 130 kilometers of racing, which is obviously double that of the first race. It is position based on a reverse grid and points. So starting out front, we'll have F4H Ghost, and his very first top split race, he will end up starting out in the front. Right beside him will be Alex Schmig in second place. Behind them we'll have N6R Crazy and Mr. Stepanoff, again in that Holden, which we're not very used to here in the Turn V8 series, as he is the only full-time driver who uses the Holden. Behind them we have LSR Blue in fifth and NGR Zagal in sixth. Midland Zeta will be starting out in the seventh position with Biomar Marth in eighth place. F4H Eggy will be in ninth, with Kapai VR being in 10th place. He'll round out the top 10 here today. After that, we'll have F4H Miko in the 10th place, with DKS Monkey in the 9th place, or 12th place, my bad, he's 9th in points. We have Skullsy Slash in the 13th position, with LRT Nath in 14th position. Then beside them, or behind them, we have GSR Roadrunner, N6R Ganon, and then our very far back we have F4H Diablo, and then our two front runner in the points with LRT Breeze and TPR Zermatt. So we'll see all these guys trying to do their best, and it's going to be a hectic first couple of laps from these guys who are starting out back and going to try moving up through the field. And from what we've seen in the previous races, we've seen one of our top three being GSR Roadrunner, LRT Breeze, or Zermatt, TPR Zermatt, making a lot of positions in the first lap, and then being able just to kind of work their way through the rest of the field, while the other two kind of have to fight their way through the field. Eventually, all three of them will get to the front at some point. It's just a matter of how far up front they get.
Yeah, and we're hoping that, you know, in most of these races, there is you know, a little bit of scrape as they go by. We're hoping that that stays as clean as it can be as the leaders work their way through the field. It does jumble up the field a little bit, makes it a little bit harder for the predictable guys to end up in their relative season standing, let's say. They've got to work through traffic, so this just exercises a little bit different skill set that these guys have. Not only do they have to be fast just on raw pace, but they've got to work through slightly slower traffic as well.
Yeah, these guys are very, very talented at what they do.
Just lining up on the grid right now will be a standing start. 19 cars on the grid for this round 8 at Spa-Francorchamps, race 2. Looks like they're just filing in at the back there. Looks like they're going to try and go here at 4 minutes, which gives us about 20 seconds or so before the green lights.
Looks like everybody is set. I'll see them rev their motors up here in just a few seconds, and we'll get them going. Looks like they've got it ready. It looks like they're about to go green here, and they're off. Looks like a pretty good start from just about everybody. And they're coming down here to La Source, a very, very congested area.
Yeah, Mr. Stepanoff makes it 3 wide there in La Source. VOR Marth runs wide, comes back on track, but no car beside him, so that all good there. They're going to have to get single file before they go up Au Rouge. Looks like VOR Marth picks up another position as he takes a tentative Au Rouge there, several going wide, just avoiding contact. I think that's acceptable for these guys. F4H Miko losing a position out to VOR Amarth.
Yeah, Amarth is already all the way up to, well, he's in 8th place, where he qualified.
He's going to make another move here. Looks like he's going to, is he going to get it done on Eggy? Eggy's going to run into the side of what I believe is LSR Baloo.
Yep.
That could be
Baloo
Skullsy Slash.
Yeah, Baloo is moving backwards very quickly. He's already back to 8th place after starting in 5th. Or 9th place, my bad. Nath has moved up in the 8th, and he's actually given
a tap from LRT Nath onto VOR Amarth gives LSR Baloo a little bit of chance here, but I think VOR Amarth is going to be able to stay just out.
So like I said, GSR Roadrunner is currently in 10th place as he is, as I said before the broadcast, these guys you're going to see one guy move up really quickly and the other two stay behind, with LRT Breeze in 16th and TPR Zermatt in 17th.
Right on board with GSR Roadrunner right here as he sees the carnage ahead. He's got LRT Nath ahead. He is currently in 9th position.
Oh, we actually had one car. One car actually ended up in the tire barrier at the 13-14 chicane, and that was actually the NGR Zigal. So he has moved his way all the way back into last place currently, after starting what was 6th position. So he has moved back drastically very quickly.
Coming down into the bus stop right now on board. Again with GSR Roadrunner. He's currently 8th. Can he hold on to that? It looks like he's going to be able to hold on to it and get a good run on his teammate there, Alex Smig. And he will pick up that position. But don't speak too soon. Here comes F4H Miko.
Oh, there's a huge wreck in the back with the F4H Diablo. I don't know if we caught that or not. He actually got spun in the bus stop, and it slowed a lot of people down, especially LRT Breeze, who was making up positions here and there, but it looks like he got stuck on the outside of that one. So Diablo will move way back in the pack. He's actually back to 18th position. And it looks like Eggy got spun out too. He's on the top of Radlin. He has moved way back also. That's going to move both the F4H Yamaha guys way back. Looks like he may have gotten in a little bit of position with, or a little bit of a tangle with one of the Vixen Racing guys.
TPR Zermatt then just barely goes up the inside of one of the No Fear Racing. I believe that's Alex of Smig that he got around. Now battling it out with one of the NGR drivers. That's N6R Gannon just ahead.
So LRT Nath has pulled himself into 4th position. Roadrunner is up in the 5th. TPR Zermatt is currently in the 10th position with LRT Breeze back in 16th. So LRT Nath looks to track down F4H Ghost here and see if he can't take another win. He took the surprise win over in Hockenheim through that 2nd race, and let's see if he can't make another one of it. Mr. Stepanoff currently leads this race in that Holden. He does have a little bit of position over the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place guys. He's getting a few.
Looks like contact, big contact on the back there. We need to find out who that was, but I believe it was actually VOR Amarth.
Let's take a look again. Actually, no, that was Zermatt. No, that was Miko, my bad. Miko and Gannon got into it. Miko and Gannon. Not sure what happened there. Mars still runs 10th, and LRT Breeze has moved him way up until 11th.
So Breeze now onto the back of VOR Amarth. Now this is going to be interesting here. We hope that these two can keep it clean. He runs them a bit wide. I was a little worried about that with VOR Amarth coming back in to a race he hasn't seen in a while. Could it be that you know, some people might say, is there much to be disadvantaged here from maybe him holding up one of the LRT cars?
You do have to remember he is the teammate of the guy who he's racing in points with, so maybe a little bit of that also. And also he is part of the team's championship too. Take a look at that.
Going too wide through Lacombe here. Looks like LRT Breeze is going to be able to pick up another position.
Yeah, speaking of the team championship, there's only 100 points between Vixen and LRT. Vixen's on top of that one. It looks like
LRT Breeze just gets him there into the corner after Rivage. So he's up into 12th. A little bit aggressive from LRT Breeze there, but I think both cars came out okay.
Yeah, Breeze definitely wanted to make sure that he had that position. Breeze will now be in the 12th position, with Zermatt has moved himself up into 6th position. LRT and Nath is in 4th, with GSR Roadrunner in 3rd. Breeze definitely has a lot of positions to make up if he's wanting to get a good finishing position here. It looks like Roadrunner's actually moved himself into 2nd place, and he has eyes on that Holden of Mr. Stepanoff.
Mr. Stepanoff leading this race. I believe the first time we can say that a Holden has led the race.
Yeah, with this being his first time being in the top split this season, and he's the only full-time driver, it looks like that may be the case. It looks like, again, Roadrunner ran a little wide. Midland Zeta actually tries to make a move on him, but nothing comes of it, as LRT Nath will make a pass on Midland Zeta also, along with it looks like TPR Zermatt's going to make another pass on Midland Zeta here into Lacombe.
That's La Source there, turn 1. TPR Zermatt 4th at the moment, so just really behind GSR Roadrunner. Is it going to be a repeat podium here? Whoa, he runs way wide. Mr. Stepanoff gets a little sideways coming up Al Rouge there. Maintains the position. LRT Nath is 3rd at the moment. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what the standings are so far running into this. LRT Nath really giving GSR Roadrunner a run for his money there. Right, so then Mr. Stepanoff does lead this race. GSR Roadrunner is 2nd. LRT Nath is 3rd. TPR Zermatt 4th. Skullsy Slash is 5th. Midland Zeta is 6th. F4H Ghost is 7th. LSR Baloo is 8th. VOR Marth is 9th. N6R Ganon is 10th. LRT Breeze has worked his way up to 11th. N6R Crazy is 12th. F4H Diablo 13th. DKS Monkey is 14th. Alexei Smeeg is 15th. F4H Miko 16th. KaiPBR 17th, NGR Zagal is 18th, and F4H Eggy involved in that accident back in 19th.
Yeah, it looks like Zermatt's actually going to try to make a position up on LRT Nath, as he's actually trying to make a position on Mr. Stepanoff, but Stepanoff is actually slowing some of these guys down. GSR Roadrunner is actually making a little bit of ground on these guys, and it looks like he may run away with this just a little bit, as Mr. Stepanoff is trying to hold his ground here early in the race.
Fair game to him, honestly, for trying to hold his ground. All these positions are 4 points.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll want to up his points position, especially with him being in this first lobby. This is the first time he's here. So he'll get a lot more points than what he's used to getting, even if he finishes last.
Goes just a bit wide through Blanchemont. It's probably going to allow 2 cars through. It's certainly allowed TPR Zermatt through. Let's see where that is. It appears to have also let through Nath. And is that Skullsy Slash? Looks like some contact back there.
Yeah, puts Nath back in the 5th position.
Geez, and we are 4 wide going down the straight into La Source here.
Oh, Stepanoff gets a huge hit from what looks
big
to be
shunt from what appears to be a Marth.
Yep. And that's going to put him way back. That's 9th position, and he's right in front of LRT Breeze now, so that's going to put Breeze right up there with some of those other guys. He's going to be able to come right back to him. And at one point, after they had the contact with Mr. Stepanov, they were 6 wide.
Mr. Stepanov, big mistake here at the top of Radion.
Yeah, it looks
Finds
like
himself in the dirt. He's now back to 12th. Make that 14th. He's going to lose a lot here because of the momentum, too. I don't know if he's got... Oh, he does. He has massive damage. 100% engine, 100% clutch, transmission. I think that's going to be a retirement for Mr. Stepanov. That's disappointing, seeing how well he had been doing.
Well, if he can just make it back to the pits, he may be able to get some points out of this one.
I think it's gonna take a long time for him to make it back, because he's really only about 15 or 20 seconds into this lap. It looks like he's gonna try for it, though.
But this has allowed LRT Breeze to move up into the 7th position here on lap 5. Like I said, they do have 19 laps in this race. So speaking of the pits, they will have about 3 or 4 more laps before you'll start seeing some of these guys dive in. Again, it's going to be very similar to Daytona, where they have about a 1 to 2 lap window of where they'll need to pit just to make sure they make it all the way.
Man, that is really disappointing for Mr. Stepanov. I know he was looking for good points there, and he looked like he had actually reasonable pace to try and keep a maybe a top 10 even.
Yeah,
but,
it looks like
just
he's
didn't work out for him.
Yeah, it looks like he's finally ended his race, as he is now. Stepped out of the car. Just left it on the side of Lacombe there. But back up front, looks like we do have GSR Roadrunner leading. As he's got a little bit of a gap on Zermatt here. Looks to be just about 3 seconds in between them. 2 to 3 seconds, I should say.
We're on board right now with LRT Breeze, who's in 7th, looking to... he's got to be looking at wherever TPR Zermatt is and wanting to finish ahead of that. He's got to finish ahead of him to start making a dent in that deficit for the championship win there.
Yeah, because we only have, after this round, we only have 3 total races left, with Watkins Glen having 2, and then our double points at Bathurst and the Endurance of a 90-minute race there.
So LRT Breeze then is around his teammate LRT Nath, now hunting Midland Zeta. Down into Rivage.
I'm sure Nath made it easy on his teammate.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of that stuff is sort of common sense. If that's your teammate and your teammate's in the running, that doesn't even need to be in order, you know. You just kind of move over and try and release him if you can, especially with his unquestionably quicker pace here.
Yeah. Yeah, between that and also they've got a team championship to worry about too. They're 100 points down from Vixen Racing.
Midland Zeta runs way wide. He's on the inside for the chicane at the end there, but I would have argued that with as wide as he ran, it doesn't matter actually. Breeze does move up a position. I was going to say if he maintains that position, that's a little bit... the stewards are probably going to have to take a look at that one if he had kept the position, but he was on the outside for that chicane, so he's moving backwards.
Yeah, so it looks like Breeze has now moved his way up into 5th position, 6 laps into this race, so only 1 lap, and he's moved up quite the positions, almost 7 places he gained in this lap just alone. And he's looking to hunt down VOR Marth and Skolzy Slash, who is running 3rd place right now. It looks like he should have a pretty good race. Just as in Rio, he had a very good pace, but then ended up the race just didn't fall into his hands. There, especially there at the very end, where he had a not the greatest lap, and he ended up into the wall and messed up his race. But it looks like LRT Breeze is right behind VOR Marth, the Vixen Racing teammate that he tried passing earlier this race.
Was contact there. We'll have to see how clean this is. VOR Marth in 4th is the teammate of the guy that LRT Breeze is challenging for the championship title. So both are going to want to make sure that this is as clean as possible if there's a move to be made, and he's definitely gaining ground on him up Au Rouge. The exit of Radion now down into Lacombe. We'll see what we get here.
What was surprising there is that VOR Marth actually pulled away down Camel Straight. He actually pulled away from the Mercedes there of LRT Breeze.
And we just lost another. That's F4H Ghost out of this race.
And not sure what happened there. It does look like we're looks like Breeze is going to try to make a pass here. Now it looks like they may have made a tuning change in between race 1 and 2 with that Volvo, because that Volvo is very, very quick down the straights right now.
Yeah, no doubt, including that, just consider that Breeze, one has the Mercedes and he had the draft, and yet VOR Marth was pulling away. So they must be running really, really skinny wing angle on that Volvo of the Vixen Racing.
Yeah, it looks like Nath is back here also. It looks like, not sure if he's going to challenge his teammate or not, or maybe just use him as a bump draft.
Yeah, I would want to stick just as close as I could behind him.
Again, it looks like the Volvo got a little loose. We'll see if he can't make the pass on his teammate here. He tried making this
down
pass
into
happen.
bus stop. Is he going to get it? He's going to be around the outside, but he'll have the inside for the second part of that. He does get the job done.
Oh, it may not be over just yet. Oh, yeah, it looks like he actually just got out of there just quick enough. But that was the pass that he was trying to make happen throughout the entire last race. But he just never was able to make it happen. This time around he does, and he is in 4th position, going to chase down Scholesy Slash in that 3rd. But this has allowed VOR, or it's allowed TPR Zermatt a very large lead over Breeze here. With GSR Roadrunner looking to maybe double up this race.
Again, just to give you a quick rundown on the standings, GSR Roadrunner leads this race. TPR Zermatt is 2nd. Scholesy Slash 46 is 3rd. LRT Breeze is 4th. LRT Nath has worked up to 5th. VOR Marth is 6th. Midland Zeta 7th. LSR Baloo is 9th. And we just had collision with the timing car. NGR Zagal takes him out at Radion.
Oof. It's that's when you know you've cut it just a little too much. Does look like Scholesy Slash is still doing pretty well, sitting here in 3rd place.
Right, let's move down the order then. LSR Baloo, again, is 8th. F4H Diablo is 9th. N6R Ganon is 10th. DKS Monkey is 11th. F4H Eggy has moved himself up a bit. He's 12th. Kai PBR is 13th. F4H Miko is 14th. N6R Crazy is 15th. Alex Smeeg is 16th. And NGR Zagal, now with presumably with some damage, 17th.
So we'll see pit stops start to happen here soon as they're working lap. They'll start lap 9 here once everybody crosses the line. So we'll see pit stops start to happen.
We'll see how close TPR Zermatt here is with GSR Roadrunner. Looks like he's got pretty much from the start-finish line to La Source to catch up to GSR Roadrunner. Maybe not quite that distance. It's pretty close. Again, we're nearly halfway through here. We're going to be seeing some people duck into the pits as they're starting to run low on fuel.
Yeah, they're starting to get close. Now, like we had the other week, we had at Bugatti, we had one of the F4H Yamaha guys really stretch their fuel out just long enough to last over 3/4 of the race. So maybe we'll see somebody try to not even pit.
Man, I don't know about that. I think they're going to find themselves in an unhappy, empty car on the side of the road.
Yeah. Or they'll probably stretch it out as far as they can. Looks like right now everyone's just kind of spread out just a little bit.
VOR Marth, I'm thinking, yes, just made his pit stop, so he is back in 15th at the moment. So we'll see where he's at when those Mercedes come out. Mercedes I'm referring to, of course, are of Limitless Racing. That's both LRT Breeze and LRT Nath. Breeze is closed right up onto the back of Skullsy Slash now, so he's going to be challenging for third here any minute.
Oh, he's right up on him. If I were Breeze, I would go ahead and take the pit and then see if I can't just pass him.
Put in that one bonsai lap.
Yep. See if I couldn't just pass him doing that.
I actually think he's got to pit this lap anyway. He's running fairly low on fuel. If he doesn't pit this lap, he's going to have to pit next.
I think this would be the perfect time for him, as Skullsy Slash actually runs very wide. But as you see, Breeze just kind of gets out of it, so he doesn't have to be blocked by Skullsy Slash going into the pits here. Yeah,
Breeze
so
does take your advice. He does dive into the pit lane there.
I'm pretty sure his teammate will follow him in too, as he does. So the two LRT Mercedes here will pull into the pits. Luckily here we don't have any double stacking, so you won't be stuck in the pits.
Question is, can they make it out before VOR Marth comes around? Marth currently just coming out of the bus stop, so he is in the start-finish straight. As Breeze is just now stopping in his pit stop, I think VOR Marth is going to get it done here.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. Nope. There's a huge gap between them.
Yeah, so that really has not worked out in LRT Breeze's favor. VOR Marth did the undercut there and got that position from him.
No, VOR Marth is way behind him.
Oh, I'm sorry. VOR Marth is 11th. You're right. You're absolutely right. Not even close.
Yeah, he made it happen for Nath, but with the pace that Nath has, I'm pretty sure he's going to try repassing him back. But it does look like our Marth was just right there. But TPR Zermatt has taken his pit also. Did not realize that, but he has taken his pit. GSR
like you said, there's only a 1 or 2 lap window for coming into the pit, so this is fairly predictable at this point that we would have seen that. What would be interesting is how much longer TPR Zermatt is going to have to work through traffic before he's just simply released back into second as other cars make their pits.
Yeah, because we have Skullsy Slash, GSR Roadrunner, F4H Diablo, DKS Monkey, F4H Eggy, Kapai BR, F4H Miko have all not pitted just yet. But Monkey is getting very close to needing pit also. He was actually a little bit better fuel management wise, it looks like, over LRT Breeze. He was able, in the same car, he has about the same amount of fuel, but a lap later.
GSR Roadrunner does stay out another lap, so that's impressive stuff from him. Good fuel savings or whatever strategy he's using to retain his fuel. However, his tires are going to start getting a little bit weary.
Yeah, it looks like we actually got a few cars staying out. We have Skullsy Slash and F4H Diablo all stayed out.
Yeah, this is not what this is really not what LRT Breeze and TPR Zermatt want to see, is that several cars able to stay out longer than usual. They would have liked for these cars to really get out of the way, but that's all on strategy, so that's up to them.
Yeah, and they are currently 11 laps in. Actually, Skolzy Slash has made his pit stop also. So it looks like Kapai BR and GSR Roadrunner are the only two left to make their pits.
LRT Breeze then just getting by Skolzy Slash on Eau Rouge, but takes it very, very wide. Several taking it very wide by our timing car.
Looking back up front, it does look like Zermatt's got quite the lead over Breeze, so I don't think we're going to see much of a change in position here, and it looks like Breeze will, it'll take a bit of a miracle for Breeze to get anything more than a third place finish this weekend. It looks like GSR Roadrunner is out by himself, and he's definitely led a lot of laps this weekend. And looks like he's doing very well. Qualified second in the first race, but it looks like he's actually diving in here on lap 11, going on lap 12. He'll finally come into the pits. And Kapai BR will probably follow him as he's in the other Ford here. But TBR Zermatt has made it around Kapai BR, so it's going to help out his chances on maybe catching Roadrunner here by the end of the lap here. We'll see where Roadrunner is. He is just now pulling out of his pit stop, and Zermatt is now coming down the front stretch, coming in into La Source. But it doesn't look like looks like Zermatt has actually lost a bit of a position here.
See if we can't time out exactly what the gap is here. It's about a 6-second gap, actually, so I think you're right. He has moved backward.
And Zermatt, again, he is very far, or Breeze is very far behind. So it looks like here for the top positions, we won't see much of a change. But going back a little bit, looks like Amarth is trying to catch down Skolzy Slash here with Nath behind them. Nath hasn't made as much of a much ground up on BR or Amarth that I thought he would. I really thought Nath would just get around Amarth. But it looks like Amarth has started to figure that speed back out, as he was normally a top 5 finisher when he was running with us.
Yeah, keep in mind it's been several weeks since he's been in the car in an official capacity. Maybe just the first race and maybe the first couple of laps in this race 2 were just getting reacclimated to the car.
Yeah, and he's back and he's looking pretty good. He's got a 5th place position right now, with LRT Nath just trying to get around him. Oh, it looks like Amarth is actually given the position to Nath. Not sure what happened there.
I don't know if he got stuck or exactly what happened with that.
Yeah, it looked like he actually got out into the dirt a little bit, and it slowed him down just enough.
So this will be a battle we'll want to just stay on here and see if we can't figure out exactly what's going on with VOR Amarth's pace, whether he's got enough in the tank to take out and regain that position from Nath.
Yeah, Nath ran just a little wide on the bus stop, and that actually loses you more time than you think it does.
Ran wide on the way in.
So you actually look back a little bit. We've got a big battle happening for 8th place. It looks like Midland Zeta is moving back just a little bit. DKS Monkey just made a pass of him through La Source, but Midland Zeta's ran really wide coming out of La Source, and he'll lose 1 or 2 more positions. So he's moved back to 11th place after being just in 8th place 2 laps to go. But N6R Gannon looks to lead this pack for 8th place, as he will lose a little bit of position for DKS Monkey, and Monkey's looking to
alongside
make
right now.
Position.
Indeed, he's got that done into Lacombe. Unless he can get outbreak. No, it's not going to happen. DKS Monkey moves up then into 8th. So he's leading this train at the moment, with N6R Gannon and F4H Eggy, LSR Baloo, and Midland Zeta all trailing all the way back to 12th.
Yeah, and Eggy's looking a bit racy there on N6R Gannon. They don't have very much laps left. They're currently working lap 13. You just saw LSR Blue just run a little wide there. But they're definitely in a train right now and looking to finish out this race very clean, and maybe we'll see a few more passes happen for the rest of the race. As Gannon looks to get right on the back of DKS Monkey, they're both in those Mercedes cars. They're very quick down the straightaway.
And he's almost towing him, how close he is.
Yeah, and F4 Eggy actually makes a little bit of the ground. He's side by side with Gannon here.
They're coming up to Blanchimont. I think Eggy's going to get that position done.
Yes,
Indeed
Gannon just kind
does.
of lets out of it just a little bit, lets him through. This is a single file turn. Even in very high downforce cars, you don't want to be side by side there.
So that's actually Diablo. The yellow Volvo ahead that you see is F4H Diablo in 7th. And this pack, normally it slows them down to run that close together, but I think they're actually catching F4H Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo either A has some damage, or B, they're just racing each other so hard that they're able to keep each other on their toes. Yeah, these guys are definitely pushing each other to the limits. Looks like Baloo is actually going to get passed by Midland Zeta here coming down the Kimmel Street. So he will make the pass happen. Oh, but Midland Zeta runs really wide, and he's going to have to redress that position back. So Baloo has moved himself back into 11th position.
This battle for 8th has really stretched out just a little bit here. I mean, there are still some battles back and forth here, but it was so close just a lap or two ago.
Yeah, it looked like Gannon had just made just a small mistake coming out of La Source, and that really has multiplied itself tenfold here. It has allowed DKS Monkey to hold that 8th place with F4H Eggy right behind him, and DKS Monkey is going to try catching up to F4H Diablo here in the 7th position. So this could be a really good finish for DKS Monkey, as he's not really done. This isn't his normal pace. He's normally a little bit further back, so he's come to this track really well prepared, and it looks like he's going to have a really great finish.
Indeed, it looks like LRT Breeze still trying to hunt down GSR Roadrunner and TPR Zermatt at the front. Again, doesn't look like much change happening there unless he really pulls out the stops here.
Yeah, and taking a look just back at the point standings, Zermatt and Breeze are obviously on top, very locked together. But after them, it's a very tight battle for what looks to be the 3rd spot there on the point standing, with Diablo with 40 points ahead of Gannon, and Gannon's only about 30 points ahead of GSR Roadrunner. And then back behind them we have LRT Nath, J Pair at 46, Skolzy / 46, and all of them are pretty close together. They're only separated by about 130 points. So it looks like we may have just a switch up in the point standings also. These guys are definitely racing very hard back here for what looks to be about the 8th position here with DKS Monkey, still with F4H Aggie just right on the back of him.
And they're still ever closer to F4H Diablo, so I wonder if this is going to soon be the battle for 7th instead of 8th.
Oh, it looks like there's a bit of a contact there. Pushes him out wide, but Diablo makes better of it and backs out just a little bit. It's going to give Monkey a little bit more room, but it has slowed him down just a hair.
Monkey going wide, but Eggie's got the inside here. I wonder if Eggie will have it under braking.
Looks like he was able just to run away.
Yeah, indeed, he was able to keep that momentum.
Stayed on track. That's the main thing. He stayed on track. He didn't go too far off.
No, just wide of his line, rather.
Yep. These guys look to be in heated battle. As I said, the guys up front are still a little far apart. Breeze has started to catch up a little bit to Zermatt, but not enough that it's going to really matter, as they are currently on lap 16 of 19.
Yeah, we're just getting ready to tick over to only 4 laps to go here. Or, I'm sorry, 3 laps to go, rather. Oh, it is actually 4 laps. I apologize.
Yeah.
4 laps to go.
Yep. Yes, these guys are just trying to make it towards the end, especially the top 3. They just kind of want to make it towards the end, so they are probably not running their quickest. I'm sure Breeze is just put hammer down right now, just trying to make the most of it. Because again, from when I'm racing, I try to run as hard as I can, especially if I'm at a position like what Breeze is. Because even just the smallest mistake with Zermatt will bring him closer to him, and he can maybe, have that position just because he was running so quickly throughout the rest of the race instead of, being behind when a mistake happens between one of them two. But these guys are definitely putting down some very quick laps up front. But it looks like this this position battle between Monkey and Diablo has slowed, or Monkey and Eggie has slowed down just a little bit. Diablo is just in front of Monkey. See if he can't make the position up here.
Yet we look just a little bit further back and we see that LSR Baloo really trying to put the pressure on N6R Gannon to try and take 10th place from him.
Yeah, and like we said earlier in the broadcast, Gannon has not had the weekend that he's wanted. He's normally top 5, top 6 kind of a guy. The last week he struggled just a little bit. He ended up finishing pretty well, but this week he has just not done at all what he was wanted to do. That first race he started out 11th and finished up around 10th, I believe, correct?
Yep.
In this race, he is just running 10th. But this is not his kind of a race. Not the same Gannon we're used to seeing. So it may just be the track, may just be the car setup. Who knows? But this weekend has not been what he wants.
So we predicted that this would now run DKS Monkey into the back of F4H Diablo, and that exactly has happened. So this is now a battle for 7th, not for 8th anymore. And DKS Monkey may have enough pace here to get him by the end of the race. We've only got 3 laps to go.
Yeah, these guys are doing very well. They're keeping it very clean. Everybody's staying on track. They're definitely putting down some pretty quick lap times also.
Just taking a quick look up and down the field to make sure we don't have any other battles. N6R crazy here. Just trying to make sure he holds on to 15th. That's still pretty good points, especially in the top lobby.
Yeah, but it looks like DKS Monkey actually makes a pass on F4H Eggy. And he's going to move his way up into 7th place, but it doesn't look like Eggy is going to, or Diablo is going to let this go.
And he has 2 angry F4H drivers right behind him, hungry for that position.
Yeah, well,
they all sort of follow each other off initially there, still just keeping a tire on that rumble strip on the midpoint of Puhan. Now in the chicane of campus. Coming down to Stavilo here, this is probably going to be F4H's best chance to get back around DKS Monkey. If they can get a great exit right here. Man, and he is all over the back of him. He's going to have to pull out early here.
Looks like he actually gave him a little bit of a nudge. Yeah, he actually just gave him just a bit of a nudge there coming out of Stavilo. But these guys are really racing, making sure as DKS Monkey just puts, oh, he makes just a bit of a mistake, and he's going to put himself back behind the Yamaha guys again.
Yeah, he's going to lose it to both F4H drivers. That's unfortunate for DKS Monkey, but he may have enough laps left to get this done. 2 laps remaining.
DKS Monkey is really trying to put the pressure on the F4H Yamaha guys. On both of them, and he is right behind them. He's going to back out just a little bit just to make sure he doesn't mess up too much through there. He doesn't want to lose too much by being too close to him.
Man, they are just a blur going by the timing car there.
Yeah, it looks like Eggy is actually going to try to make a pass on Diablo here. Or maybe the other way around, I'm not 100% sure. Diablo is ahead.
Coming now into Rivage. Man, those F4H drivers can drive close together. That is crazy to me to see them drive that close in a grip limited area.
Yeah, they are very, very talented. I know, I believe correctly, the F4H team won our TC class for the N12 yesterday.
They did, actually. Congrats to the F4H team for winning the touring car class of the N12. A very impressive performance of just focus and stability from that team. They also, this duo we're seeing on track right now, also won the team championship for the Turn Masters in the Season 2 in the Bachmano.
So it looks like they've been doing pretty well here in the Turn series on all of them.
Yeah, indeed, they've been adding some silverware to the cabinet back home.
And right now, they're definitely showing why they should be up there. They're showing great pace, great racecraft. They're currently 7th and 8th. Not exactly where they would want to be for the race, but overall, I think they've been doing pretty well. Both cars doing really well. So it looks like Diablo is just trying to hold off Eggy here for that 7th
DKS
position.
Monkey gets a little bit of a tap. He's going to be out of position then.
Yeah, he's moving way back. As it looks like it was N6R Gannon who actually gave him the nudge.
That was just into La Source there. DKS Monkey stays ahead. Oh my gosh, almost takes out the timing car.
So this is the final lap here. So it looks like they're really trying to make sure they do get as many points as they can, as it looks like LSR Blue actually tries to go underneath N6R Gannon here. again gets just a little wide.
Baloo is going to have the inside for the next corner, doesn't have enough forward momentum to keep that spot. Again, leading this race, I know we are on the last lap and not watching the front, but GSR Roadrunner is roughly 1,300 feet ahead of TPR Zermatt and Breeze, and the gap between Zermatt and Breeze is several hundred feet still. I don't think we're going to see a change there, so we'll just stick on this this close battle here. LSR Baloo losing a lot of traction there in Puhan.
Yeah, he's trying to be Vaughn Gittin Jr. back there. Make his name as a drifter. But it looks like N6R Gannon really tries to get really close to DKS Monkey here at the very end, as the F4H guys they're battling just in front of them. So this is a really great finish here to what has been a long race. And up front, it looks like Diablo is trying just to get, or Eggy's trying to get around Diablo here. Don't think anything of that's going to happen, but it's just going to be fun to see.
Just a couple corners to go here, just the bus stop, really. F4H stays very, very close together.
It looks like
here DKSB then going to keep the position, I think.
So yeah, everyone will just follow in there.
So GSR Roadrunner has won this race. TPR Zermatt second, LRT Breeze third, Skullsy Slash an impressive fourth this week. LRT Nath is fifth, VOR Marth sixth, F4H Diablo seventh, F4H Eggy eighth, DKS Monkey is ninth, N6R Gannon in 10th, and LSR Baloo 11th. Further down the grid then we've got Midland Zeta does indeed grab 12th, F4H Miko does do 13th. KPBR currently running 14th. We'll see if he can't snag that position. Indeed he does grab 14th. N6R Crazy then is 15th. Alex of Smeeg is next in line there, running 16th. We'll see if he can't finish out in that spot. Impressive stuff from GSR Roadrunner, both race 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's I believe this may be the first clean sweep of the season from anybody. Overall, I'll have to double check that, but I think this is the first clean sweep that we've had this season. We had a couple of different winners overall throughout the entire season.
So Alex of Smig does take that that position 16th, and that is the end of our running cars for a lobby.
And that will actually be our first clean sweep of the season, as GSR Runner will take that after he had taken the first win, our very first race at Coda, after qualifying first, and then now he's taken the win here at Spa. Taking both wins here at Spa, I should say.
Really impressive stuff from this this podium. Very good racing all around. Again, thanks for joining this race. Next week we will see you at Watkins Glen, I believe.
Yep, it'll be Watkins Glen. I do believe we're running the NASCAR layout, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Indeed, that will be December 6th. That will also be a 2-race format, the last one of the season. That'll be round 9 on December 6th. And then the season finale at Bathurst. It's an endurance race, December 13th. It'll only be one race, rolling start there, and we'll see double points and all on the line there. I mean, with the gap being as small as it is, it could end up going to that last race before the championship is clinched.
Yeah, and I'm sure Breeze is going to make sure to have the best car that he can possibly put together for Watkins Glen so that he can close that gap up just a little bit.
Right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right back here on twitch.tv/turnmedia.